I'm in Rome and I'm about to go over the oldest bridge in the city. This is Fabricio Bridge and it was built in the 1st century BC. It's still used, you can see. It's a pedestrian bridge that leads over to Tiberina Island. So of course the top part of the bridge has been refurbished, but the arch in the bottom is original from about the 60s BC. And this island, Tiberina Island, the only island here in Rome, in the middle of the Tiber River, here, have a look, here's the river down below, has from ancient times always been associated with medicine. Now in ancient times, there was what was called an Asclepion on this island. So Asclepion essentially was an ancient hospital. It comes from the god of medicine, the Greek god Asclepius, and the major Asclepion in Greece was the one in Epidaurus. So I've done videos about that. If you want to go look at my Epidaurus playlist, you can see that. So what happened was, if you wanted to build a new Asclepion, you had to send a delegation to Epidaurus. So that's what they did. The Romans wanted to build a hospital, an Asclepion. They sent a delegation to Epidaurus and they asked for permission. Permission was granted, and when permission was granted, they would give the delegation a sacred snake. So the snake was one of the symbols of Asclepius, and they would bring that sacred snake to the place where the hospital was going to be built. So here in Rome, they came back to Rome in their boats with the snake, and as they were coming up the Tiber River, the snake jumped off the ship, swam to this little island here, and wound itself around a tree. And they saw that to be an omen that, or rather, a favorable omen, let's say, that this is where they should build the hospital, the Asclepion, and that's exactly what they did. So from that time until today, it has been an island associated with medicine. All of these buildings that you can see are hospitals, pharmacies. Of course, there are a couple of churches, but there's also one of the biggest maternity wards in Rome on this island. So they say that the authentic original Romans are born on this island, on Tiberina Island. So the link to antiquity is very strong on Tiberina. So then we're just about to leave the island. We just came across. Over there you can see the first bridge that I came over. That's the oldest bridge in Rome. The island is very, very small. All the buildings associated with the medical profession. And now we're going over the second oldest bridge in Rome, the Ponte Cestio. Here you can see it. To go back over to the other side of the river, which is where Trastevere is. So that's that, Tiberina Island, the island of medicine. So here I am now on the other side. This is the Ponte Cestio, or the Cestius Bridge, the second oldest, again from the 1st century BC. And you can see the island of Tiberina there in the distance. So that's kind of the myth about how the Asclepion ended up on Tiberina Island that sits in the middle of the Tiber River. The reality really, though, is that it is an island. And so if people were sick, it was always best to put them, to isolate them. And so the best way to do that in ancient Rome was here on the island in the middle of the river.